That was the last name I was expecting to hear.
The following is a conversation with friend and filmmaker Natalie Lynn. For those who aren't familiar, Natalie is one of the most talented filmmakers on YouTube, face of the YouTube new wave, and a pure artist that pushes boundaries in every way. Most known for a recently ended series called Borderless that follows her story of growth through renovating and traveling in her van Spiffy for the past 2 years, she's not only been a huge part of my life, but also the broader camp community. From winning awards at Bufferfest, inspiring millions, and hosting in-person events to screen her films, Natalie is truly one of a kind. Around a year ago, I pitched the idea of us going on a trip together, and with barely knowing each other, we took off for 3 weeks, van lifing through Vancouver, Canada, getting to know each other and making incredible memories. Since then, we've come a long way, and I'm so excited to share this conversation in the first rendition of Bonfire, a series of conversations with those making the internet a better place, brought to you by Creator Camp. Much love, and hope you enjoy the episode. Simon. Anyways,
all right.
Natalie Lynn.
Oh, the dogs are out.
The dogs are out.
Should I let mine out too?
Oh, look, you can see the dogs.
Got the cameras.
First of all, I want to say I'm very proud of you and congrats on the Borderless finale.
Thank you
film
so
premiere
much.
Last night. That was so cool to see. Like, how did that come to life, and like, how do you feel about it now?
Dude, I'm still processing it because like I was like disassociated most of the time. My anxiety makes me like forget shit. But I think once I see like all the videos and stuff, I'm gonna like actually be able to process it. But it was insane. Like it was literally a dream come true to see like my video in like a theater.
It's so good, by the way. It is so incredible, dude.
Like all of us were just, it's just so surreal, dude.
Yeah, and I want to say props to you and Ryan for putting that on, because you did it so last minute too.
Yes,
and you're able to pull it off and get like people flying in from all over the place to like just show up to watch your stuff.
On a Tuesday.
It's so cool. Yeah,
it wasn't
Tuesday,
even on a weekend.
A random Tuesday. Like all these people flew into Austin. So yeah, I just want to say proud of you, and
thank you so much.
I think it's crazy because like seeing the story play out in Borderless and then knowing you, it's like exactly the same. It kind of what happened.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Which is like really cool because I remember meeting you for the first time, and it was like during the first leg of van life, and it was like a hard time for you, but then like, you know, going on that Canada trip together and then seeing me slowly like blossom out of your shell in a way, and then like now you're like hosting this thing with 50 people flying in from everywhere, speaking in front of them. It's so cool to see, and like, yeah, I'm super proud of you.
Thank you so much, dude.
Dude, totally.
It's literally because of you. Like if it wasn't for the Canada trip, I would probably still be like isolating myself alone.
Let's go. Yeah, I mean, I think what was interesting from the Canada trip was I remember you telling me about the stuff you were kind of going through at the time, but I never like realized the impact that trip had on like your story. I was like dicking around like in Canada, you know, but it was really cool, and I'm glad to be a part of that.
Yeah. No, yeah, it wasn't even until like in hindsight of like rewatching all the footage, I was like, wow, that trip like really did like change my fucking life, dude.
Dude, that's awesome. I have my little notebook where I write things down. I did this with Kyle, and essentially, when I think about you, Natalie, these are the 3 words that I associate with, and I'll explain them.
Oh no.
First word is pure.
Oh,
the second word is artist. And third word is pesto. Now I'll explain these. First word being pure, I feel like, so Ryan said something last night at the premiere before you like came on that I really think resonated with me and how I kind of view you as a friend and just as a person. He was like, Natalie has an inability to be inauthentic, I think is how he worded it. And I feel like that is so much of the truth when I think about you. Very pure, like you'll never not be yourself, which I think is such a rare thing, so awesome. And so I think that in itself is like where that word comes from, pure. The second, artist, obviously, I feel like there's this like spectrum of like business and art, and like a lot of people lie on like this end or this end. I think I'm like somewhere in the middle, right? But I feel like you're just a pure artist where, you know, you tell me about like working really hard to get these videos done to like the nth degree to where they're like perfect, and you're very proud of them. And so that's the artist. And then pesto. You want to explain the pesto?
Jesus Christ. Damn. Should I tell the story of me like across the street? With the pesto?
Dude, that's exactly what I think about when I
think that moment was the moment that I realized like I have a problem with pesto. Me and Simon were in this like coffee shop. It's like the last day or two of the trip in Canada. And I got this sandwich, and we had been eating pesto a lot of the trip, and I don't know.
But we were back in society at this point. Like,
yes.
We were at like a coffee shop, like still like we probably smelled terrible.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, we had just gone out to like the city and like partied and stuff, and then it was like the next day, and we were eating like the first meal of the day, and I get this like dry ass sandwich, and I was like, damn, this sucks so bad. Like, what? Like, I just want a good meal. So I go all the way back to the van, which was like 2 blocks down. I guess it wasn't that far, but like for pesto, it was kind of
no. You just like disappeared. You're like, this is not acceptable for a sandwich.
No,
Get up and I remember we're sitting at a table that like was right next to the window, like one of the high tables, and you just like dipped, and I watched you like walk off, scamper off to the van, and then come back.
I was like, I'll be right back.
Yeah, you literally come back with a plate.
I get a bowl. I scoop just a scoop of pesto in this bowl in the van, and I'm like standing across the street waiting for the light to turn green so I can like walk across, and people are looking at me like, what the, like, imagine if you just saw someone, like, it was probably the most random thing anyone has ever fucking seen, like a girl with like weird sunglasses. And,
the sunglasses.
I had the sunglasses that I got at Walmart because my body dysmorphia thing, and just like, yeah, it was really random, and in that moment I was like, damn, I have a problem with pesto, I think.
Yeah, I just remember you like waiting at the crosswalk.
You have videos of it too.
I like looked at you and I was like, no way. This is like 2 weeks being on the road. I'm like, okay, like at this point. But I will say one thing, pesto has grown on me. It has. I've been using it for pasta. Pesto has grown on me, and I should do this weird thing where I put apples in my pesto pasta.
Apples?
Yeah, trust. It's like
why?
Pesto pasta. It's like eating dry crackers. Like you need a little like sweetness in there.
Bro, you gotta try Kyle's homemade pesto.
Oh, he has homemade pesto?
Dude, oh my god, it's that reinvented pesto for me. I didn't know what I was missing out.
So is that your favorite pesto? Would you say Kyle's?
Kyle's for
Kyle's
sure.
homemade. Shout out Kyle, who is downstairs currently grinding away. But yeah, we also like to spice it up, since it's Natalie's last night. Went out and purchased this. This is my first time. I think I'm gonna be drunk on camera.
Oh shit, we're recreating.
Yeah, this is crazy. I mean,
he definitely wasn't drunk in the footage in the video.
This is, and honestly, there's no one I'd rather do it with than you, Natalie. Throwback to our trip in Canada.
It was legal in Canada, technically.
Yeah, no, definitely. So, yeah, let's pour up a glass. I don't know where my glass went. Oh, it's over there. Let me go grab it.
I have a Red Bull vodka.
Clink. Something that I think about now is I feel like it's been really cool to see. I feel like you're finally getting the level of recognition you deserve, slowly but surely. Like, it's been really cool to see, like, people talking about you, the published press article. You did the show with Jack Conte, which is really cool.
Yeah.
It feels like people are finally, like acknowledging, I guess, your greatness in the field of filmmaking. How does that feel, first of all? And then I have another follow-up to that question. Like, you're someone that I view that, like, is so down to earth, that doesn't really have an ego at all. Like, how does it feel to now be like more noticed, and have you felt that, and like how do you let those not like boost your ego in a sense to like a nth degree? Because I don't know, you're someone that's so pure. Again, I feel like you have really no ego. Like, how do you stay humble, and like how have you adjusted to like people kind of showing you more love or appreciation over these past months?
Damn, that's a good question. I don't know. I mean, it's been like really cool. Like in this past year, there's been like, I've only uploaded like once or twice.
That's so cool. You have such a big cultural influence for only uploading like one time.
Yeah, I guess I just have like bad imposter syndrome, because I'm like, I don't deserve this. I feel like, yeah, it's like, it's hard to feel like I deserve it, I guess. That's what I guess keeps me like humble or down to earth, you know, is because I'm just like, oh, like, I mean, it feels really nice to get like recognition and like have people like notice my work and stuff, but like there's a pretty big part of me that's just like, oh, you don't deserve it, like blah blah blah, imposter syndrome, you know.
Interesting. So. You said something to me earlier, which is like, we watched your Borderless video last night, and it's like the most incredible thing ever, but you're saying you're kind of like disliking it a bit now.
Yeah, dude, if I could change some things I would, but also I'm like, I trust that it came together in the way that it was like supposed to, you know?
I feel like that in a sense is like a blessing and a curse, because I feel that where you have to produce to like your standard, which is like sometimes way up there.
Yeah.
And if you don't hit that, it's kind of like a soul crushing thing.
Yes. No, yeah. I mean, I think I'm like proud of the video. I'm just like, there's always like a part of me that's like, oh, could I have done it better? You know? Which is a toxic thought to have. I feel like I shouldn't think like that, but yeah.
I mean, it's also what makes you great and what makes every single video better than the last, right?
Just like beating myself up.
Yeah, literally. But I've never met someone who is, I guess, so talented. But you also, like, you're starting to recognize that as well, I feel like, in a healthy way. Because when I first met you as well, I think there wasn't that much, like, positive self-talk.
Yes.
But now I feel like it's slowly coming together, you know? Like, it's getting there. What's your advice to someone that might be struggling with that, or, like, I guess being confident in themselves and in the work they put out? What would you say to someone that's struggling with that?
Just, like, finding, like, their self-worth. Mm-hmm. Damn, I'm still working on that, to be honest. But I guess just, we talked about this, honestly, in Canada, like, on the adventure, like, maybe separating, like, yourself from your work. Like, don't, like, intertwine the two that much. That's, like, a huge lesson I learned from that trip, is, like, I am not, like, my work isn't all I am, you know? Like, I mean, also, like, getting in my first, like, real relationship has really helped with that. Is, like, finding, like, just feeling, like, loved outside of, like, my work, you know? Just stuff like that. But I don't know, like, advice I really have, because it is something that, like, I think will come in time for most people, and it will just come at your own natural pace.
I remember, like, in Canada, we're talking about what keeps us going. And for you, it was really, like, sticking to finding that validation and worth within these videos. But also, like, to your point now, this relationship you're in, it's like, that's a whole new world where you're getting all this love that's, like, unconditional.
Yes.
You don't need to get a 1 out of 10 on YouTube to feel loved. How's that relationship been?
Dude, like, the best thing ever in my entire life. It's, like, the best thing that's ever happened to me. And yeah, it's really, like, I feel, like, loved unconditionally, which is a really great feeling, because I've never really felt that in my life up until that relationship. So that's helped a lot. And if it wasn't for the Canada adventure, like, literally, I wouldn't have.
Let's go! You're giving like the Canada adventure a lot too much credit for this, I feel like.
Dude, I swear, though, like, that trip changed my life. It was, like, just an alignment. I don't know. Like, I would not be where I am right now if it wasn't for that trip.
I'm glad to be a part of that in some regard.
Thank you for pushing me to go on that trip, dude.
Yeah. What was the thing that made you say yes to that trip? Because I feel like it was still a little bit out there, obviously. Yeah. We had only met once before, I believe, or very briefly. Yeah. And I was just wanted to call you up since I was going to be in Canada or that area. Why did you say yes to that trip we went on?
I mean, I was just at such a low point that I was like, what do I have left to lose, you know? Like, I mean, I was really nervous. I think you kind of felt it too. I was, like, hesitant. I didn't say yes right away. I was like, oh, I'll think about it. And I was kind of being, like, flaky, which I hate. Like, normally I don't like being like that. But, yeah, my anxiety was, like, it took a lot for me to say yes to go on that trip. Like, I was very hesitant. And not that it was anything personal, just because I was, like, at such a dark point in my life. But, eventually I did say yes, because it just, like, felt right, I guess, to, like, finally say yes. But it took a lot, for sure.
Dude, that's amazing. Going back to my first question, I told you, like, 3 words that kind of represent you in my mind. What are 3 words that represent yourself in your own mind?
Ooh. Damn, that's a deep question.
It's hard sometimes, because it's also hard to give ourselves credit sometimes, I feel like.
Yeah.
Or to attribute ourselves to 3 specific words.
Me just thinking of all bad words.
Yeah, I know, but you can't do that. No bad words here. Here, ready? Drink intermission.
Yeah, I need a drink.
Drink intermission. Cheers.
I guess if I'm not being self-deprecating, creative.
Yeah.
I think that
You're really stretching for that one. Wow.
I like my creativity at certain times. Hardworking, if that's one word.
Wait, say it with chest.
Hardworking.
There you go.
Yeah, I feel like I put a lot of work into my art and discipline. So that's something I'm proud of, I guess. And I guess genuine. I try to be as genuine as possible with most people and just like caring. So, yeah.
I'd agree with you. That's beautiful. I love that. Where do you think that those three qualities come from? Let's start with like the hardworking. Like, there's kind of this element of having such a high bar for yourself. Maybe in a negative way could push you. But where do you think that originally came from, where you'd spend hours, you know, making these films, making these videos? Projects are just getting bigger and bigger, but why do you put so much into each video? Like, uploading one video in a year is not really that normal.
Yeah.
What about your nature led to you wanting to put that much in?
I think initially, like, when I first started YouTube, it was my dad, to be honest. Like, I just saw how hard he worked, but also, like, how, like, difficult it was for him to work that hard. And so I was like, I want to work hard, but I want to, like, have a fun job, I guess. And so, yeah, I think, my dad has a really strong work ethic. And so I think I get that from him. And then also just, like, trying to, like, prove to myself, you know, whatever, that I could do things with my videos. That's what like motivates me to work so hard.
You never went to college or like thought about it, right?
Not really, no.
Yeah, did you ever like think about it at all after high school, or when was that point where you're like, I don't need to go to college?
I did think about it after high school, but it was also in the middle of a pandemic. So like literally, you were the class after, right?
I graduated high school in 2020.
Really?
Did you graduate in 2020?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
let's
we were
go.
both like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you were you're younger than me, right?
I'm 21.
Yeah.
I turned 21. Are you 22? You're 22, right?
Oh, I guess I'm a bit like, I have a late or early birthday.
Yeah, you're just so old.
What the fuck?
You're counting your years.
Yeah, I think, it was in the middle of a pandemic, so I didn't like, college wasn't, it just didn't seem like attainable at the time, because like it was all online. And so I was like, I'm just gonna like work as hard as I can with YouTube. So
where were you, like, where was your YouTube channel at that point?
I think I had a little bit over 100,000, maybe 200,000 subscribers.
And were you making any like money off YouTube with brand deals and stuff yet, or was that before that?
I wasn't, because like copyright and stuff, but Patreon. I started my Patreon like right after high school. I was like, please guys, like, I don't know.
Please give me
help. Like, because I was like, it wasn't attainable to do YouTube at the time without Patreon. And people signed up, which was really cool. And like with brand deals too, I was able to kind of like support myself. But I lived with my parents for like 2 years after graduating high school. So that helped, obviously.
Yeah. How'd you convince them of that? Because I know, like, I think we were talking at that point, or it was just like right up to that point. That was also something I was struggling with a bit, is like, you know, shooting for the stars, but also being realistic and like talking to your parents about that whole situation. Were they supportive of it at first? Were they skeptical? Like, how did that conversation go when you were like, hey, I'm just not gonna go to college?
I think I'd always, like, all throughout high school, I got really bad grades, and, like, my work ethic in high school was so bad that my parents kind of, like, had that mental preparation of, like, oh, she's not going to make it through college. Like, there's no way.
So you were, like, priming them to, like, understand.
No, yeah. I truly, like, barely made it through high school, like, barely passed high school. I think the only reason I actually ended up graduating is because of the pandemic. They just automatically, like, graduated my class because no one knew what was happening. I'd probably still be in high school if it wasn't for the pandemic. So, but yeah, my parents were, I mean, they understood too that it was like confusing times. Like no one really knew like what was happening or what to do. And so I was like, oh, just let me take a gap year, you know? And that gap year turned into,
that's
like,
how it all starts. That's how it started for me.
Exactly.
The gap year, yeah. And so, looking back at your high school experience, I know we spoke about this a bit too, and you've talked to people about this, how it wasn't the best. We don't have to go into that, but I'm curious. We don't need to unpack all of that. Maybe when we drink a little more.
No trauma dumping.
No trauma dumping here. But what would you say, if anything, what did that experience teach you, being in high school and kind of struggling through that? Is there anything that kind of lasted to this day, or any lessons you've learned?
I guess it's just made me like super aware of like people that, like, I like to make sure everyone feels like included and everyone feels like comfortable. I mean, sometimes my anxiety like holds me back from doing that and like being like that person for other people. But I am super like hyper aware in like social settings. I feel like you are too. Like you just kind of like, if someone is, you know, in a corner and like not really talking to people, or like, I don't know, I'm just very hyper aware of like energies, I think, and the things people say and do, because I just want to make sure everyone feels like comfortable. I don't want to make anyone feel the way that like I felt in high school a lot of the times, or like middle school.
Does it ever get like overwhelming a bit, or hard to enjoy something that you plan because you're thinking about like how other people are feeling?
For sure, yeah. I feel like for you too, right?
Yeah, I think about that sometimes, especially when I had this conversation with someone the other day, and she was kind of struggling with the same issues, and she had planned her birthday party, but the whole time she said she wasn't enjoying it. She was like stressing about how other people felt. She was like, there was this girl there that was sober and she didn't know, and she felt bad that she didn't bring something. I feel like it's great to be able to navigate those energies, but sometimes it's kind of hard to enjoy a moment yourself, right?
No, yeah, because it's like you're just trying to make sure everyone's like comfortable. So it's like if they're not, then like you're not gonna have a good time either. Like you want to just make sure that they're good.
Yeah, 100%. I went through your old videos. And
oh God, why would you do that?
I did a deep dive. I even watched your first time meeting Jared, which was very cute, and like all of that.
Me and Jared laugh at those videos all the time. We're like, what the fuck?
It's so dramatic, dude.
Literally, I know. It's so melodramatic. It's like, this is the best day of my life.
I love in those videos with Jared, like your parents in the background, like filming you guys meeting.
Bro, that is the most meme-worthy shit now. Like, I'm so happy we have those videos to just laugh at them now, you know?
Yeah, I feel like, yeah. So basically, I went through all your old videos, a lot of them. Don't be too afraid. But I wanted to tell you a few of the titles of the videos, and I wanted you to give me one word that describes that chapter of your life, or where you were at, or maybe just explain kind of like what the thought process was.
Oh, God.
The first one is, I don't even know if you'd remember these. This is a deep cut. Is how to be a YouTuber.
Oh God, I actually do kind of remember this one.
Okay, where were you at during that time?
I had been making skits on YouTube, like fucking 2016 YouTuber skits. Like people would do like, you know, these tags and stuff. And past a certain point, I was like, oh, this is so stupid, you know? Like I was like, I was maturing, and it wasn't like fun anymore to like pretend to fall down the stairs or like throw ranch at your friend for a, like, I don't know, it wasn't like that fun anymore. And I was like, oh, I want to actually do something that like means something to me. And I think I like watched like Luke Horns' videos.
No way.
And that's what inspired that video, honestly. And like Justin Escalona. Like I was kind of trying to go into more like cinematic stuff and make stuff that had like a story behind
Interesting.
it.
But that's like just early YouTube, you know?
Yeah.
Like all the skits, all of Luke's old videos and whatnot. The second video, a little bit further down, we just talked about it, is meeting my internet friend.
God.
Where were you at when you made that video?
I was in my like Pinterest Tumblr girl era, trying to be trendy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, me and Jared were really good friends. I feel like we grew up on social media together, and like.
Did you meet Jared through YouTube?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
I DM'd him when I had like 48 subscribers, and I was like,
no way.
Let's collab.
That's so amazing.
He had like 400 subscribers. He was like, no, we'll see if it, like,
he said, call me back in a bit.
Yeah. No, he was super nice about it. We like just stayed in contact, but it was hard to make a collab work because he lives in Kentucky. I live in Oregon.
Why'd you reach out for the like that? That's so ahead of its time, by the way.
Yeah.
Like the first internet friend I made was like in 2020, but that was like so long ago that you made your first internet friend. Like, why'd you send the DM to Jared?
I don't know, just like intuition. I was like, oh, he seems so cool, and like I think I was looking for internet friends at the time because I just didn't really vibe with the people in like my middle school and stuff. I was like, oh, but I could meet these like cool people online, you know?
That's amazing. So that was your first time meeting him officially. You had your parents like did they drive you out, fly you out? Like, what was that? I
was in Vegas. I lived in Vegas actually. It was the summer I moved to Oregon, but I flew back to Vegas to like get my stuff with my dad. And Jared and his mom came out to Vegas.
That's so cute.
Dude, yeah, it's a really cute memory. The videos are cringe, but it's a really cute memory.
Nice. It's nice to have those memories, and obviously Jared's like such an amazing person, and
yeah.
I love Jared so much. The few times I've met him. Speaking of bend, this is a tangent, but I've been trying to we call it the bend build.
Oh.
I'm growing out a mustache. Gonna get a mullet.
Have you had
be
it
honest
since
with me?
Ben?
No, not since Ben.
Okay.
It's been like a week or so. It's not. Be honest with me. Like, also, I got the pants. I usually tuck these in. How close am I to achieving the bend build? What do I have to do to get there?
Oh, okay. Like P&W boy.
Yeah, like I mean, I'm definitely a poser here, but I just love like everyone in Ben looks sick, so it's like trying to.
I think you could honestly grow it out a little more, and then you could pass.
Okay, so
get a beanie.
Get a beanie
From REI.
The issue is I can't wear hats.
Really?
My head's too like oval shaped, bro.
No, you're just wearing the wrong beanies.
Okay, we'll have to go to REI. So
yes.
Grow out the stash. I'm just messing around with it, but like grow out the stash. I'm gonna get a mullet.
You're almost there.
You think the mullet is like still in style? I've heard very mixed things. No.
Cut the cameras on the mullet.
Like, cut the cameras on the mullet. Okay. All right, that's good.
I'd be down to see it.
You're true Ben, so I need to get the feedback. But yeah, the next video I want to talk to you about is I tried going a week without caffeine.
Ooh.
Do you remember where you were at during that video, that era?
I think I was like a junior in high school. And I didn't know what to film in my life. I was like, I want to make videos and like make cool films. It was after I kind of stopped doing skits, thankfully. And I was like, what do I film? Like, I'm just like in high school. My life is like the same every day. Mm-hmm. And I had seen other people do it. I didn't come up with the idea, but like trying to go a week without caffeine. But I was like, what if I do it in like a cinematic, like kind of vlog type way? And so, yeah, I guess it just worked out because I was like, I need to overcome my caffeine addiction, and my life is this boring routine, and that's something to film. So yeah, I tried to go a week without caffeine, and I just tried to film it in a really cool way, or like a cinematic vlog type way, make it like a story, and there it is.
Were you shy back in the day in high school and like school?
For sure, yeah.
There was something interesting is I was very shy like my first years of high school, but I had this YouTube channel that was like King Mobile about gaming on Madden Mobile. And it was like literally the channel was like, "What's up, guys?" like I was making jokes, like things, but then at school I was so quiet.
Yeah.
And I feel like you were kind of the same way at that point. Like with these skits, it was very like out there. Like, do you like? For me, it felt like YouTube was my escape. I remember someone coming up to me, like an upperclassman. He was on the baseball team and he had seen my videos. He's like, they were so cool. And he was like complimenting me, but I was so defensive. I was like scared. I was nervous. Aww. For you, is that what YouTube was? Because when I think about Natalie in high school or myself in high school, very shy, very introverted, wouldn't really talk to people, very insecure in that sense of where I was at. And then you look at my videos at the time and I'm like all over the place. Like it was my escape, my haven. Is that how you felt at the time?
Literally, exactly, yeah. Okay. It's like an outlet.
Yeah, it's interesting. Did you ever have anyone come up to you in school like to talk about the videos?
There were some nice people, but I feel like most of them were just like reasonably so mean. Like they'd be like, "Hey, ex-Natalie," like I don't know, just kind of like mocking it, which I get. Yeah. Honestly, I needed. Do
you know what's interesting though? I feel like kids these days don't go through this because it's cool to be a YouTuber,
right?
So like if you're coming up now and you have a YouTube channel, people might think it's cool in school, but like we had to go through the trenches, man.
No,
playing videos in front of us in class and everything, like we had to go through that.
That was the worst when like you just hear your voice on someone's laptop.
Oh my god, dude, that happened to me so many times.
Oh my god, I literally have like. Dude, I felt like I was like being like bullied for that shit.
Dude, that
like,
literally is bullying. What do you mean you feel like you're getting bullied? That's literally bullying, dude.
They'd literally like mock me, dude. They'd be like, I don't even know. They'd say things out of my videos and I don't know. Yeah, it kind of sucked, but I feel like I get it. Like I would have, I don't know. My videos were terrible back then, so.
Interesting. But at least it's a rite of passage. Kids these days, they won't get it, man.
Yeah.
Like being a streamer, being a YouTuber is cool.
TikToker.
Well, not TikToker now, I guess. Sometimes I feel like old now. Like, do you ever feel... Okay, this is like kind of a side thing as well. I feel like an old head in the YouTube space, because now there are people that are on like Instagram Reels that are like growing, and then people on TikTok. I guess I started on TikTok, but like, I don't know. You ever feel that? Because we've been around for a while on YouTube.
Yeah, I do feel.
You've been on the same account for so long as well.
Yeah, I feel jaded. I feel like really like, oh, like, I mean, I feel I'm very happy with like what I'm doing, but like, yeah, I do feel like a bit out of touch with. Just a little bit, just because I don't do like short form.
22 years old.
Yeah, dude. Oh no.
Next video. This is actually a legendary video I love. 800 miles.
Dude.
This feels like the start of what was to become who Natalie Lynn is today.
Yeah.
What your videos are today. Tell me about where you were at when you went on that road trip when you did 800 miles. Like, what was the context?
Dude, I don't even think I realized it at the time, but that was like the peak of my adolescence or like childhood. I mean, yeah, I was a teenager, but like I'm sure you can like relate to this with like the road trip you went on.
Yeah, no big deal. Mine was 10,000 miles.
Yeah, guys, I think Simon beat me a little bit. Like that was the shit. I actually rewatched it recently. Like I was like just kind of going back, like, because I've been feeling like jaded now. I'm like, damn, like I don't know. And so I rewatched that, and it like reignited a lot of like, I don't know, just passion. Because I was like, damn, it used to just be so simple.
Yeah.
Like, I went on that road trip not knowing at all, like, what I was going to film, what I was going to make out of it. Obviously, I had, like, things I wanted to film, and I was really excited to, like, film it. But, like, when I look back at that, I'm like, damn, those were the days, dude.
Yeah. It's interesting. I've been feeling the exact same way. I think a lot of people have within our community, or who have taken the steps for this to be their full-time job. There's something so innocent about watching the early videos where there's no expectations. It was like full love. And not that it isn't now, it's just our job now. And I think it's not a bad thing, but there's something there that like it will never be the same as those early days.
Yeah.
And that's been something I've been thinking about, and then I've been talking with people, and it's weird because we're all kind of within the community in the same area kind of space of understanding that. And yeah, it's been a weird thing to adjust to. I think moving to Austin was my first time I felt like in the real world, at least to me. How have you felt moving to Austin, and any thoughts about the difference now that like it's your full-time job?
Damn, I mean, I do feel a little more, in some ways it's good to like have it be like a more professional thing and be like, oh, this is my work, like set that boundary, like, oh, it's work time now, and like I can have personal time at this
How do you schedule your days? Like, how do you split it up?
Well, if I'm healthy about it, like like recently have not been healthy about it because I've been like finishing up a film, but if it's balanced, then I'll work for like 4-5 hours, which I know is not like a very long work day, but like when you're creating art, like it's very hard to like force it, and then I'll, you know, hang out with Elle, or like we've been trying to like work out. Not that we've ever done it.
Let's go. Natalie Lynn in the gym arc. Let's go.
We went and played. This was the most fun I had in Austin, like probably the entire time we've been here. We went and played like a basketball game.
Let's go.
The one time we worked out. We actually didn't work out like any other time. I don't know what I'm saying. That was fun. Like I wish I got in more of a routine with working out and like going to do more like physical activity other than just editing in bed all day. Because I haven't had a desk in Austin.
You edit in the bed? You edited the whole film?
Or in that chair right there.
That chair. Dude, this is not... I'm sorry, Natalie, this is not healthy.
I know. I
understand why you gotta get out of here, bro.
Yeah.
There's no like desk or workspace.
Literally, I didn't buy a desk the whole time I was here because I was like, why didn't I buy a desk again?
I mean, it's a lot of work.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna drive up here, and then I didn't end up driving up here. Like, ended up falling through, and I thought I was gonna be able to bring my desk, but it didn't work out. And then when I got back, I was like, oh, it doesn't make sense to buy a desk now. There's only like a week left here. I don't know, but
you literally sat in that chair with
dead
like
ass
on your lap.
Many mental breakdowns happened in that chair.
Wow, you curse that chair now.
Literally,
anyone that comes in this house and sits in that chair just instantly like they just see the timeline, they just see the color grading. They're like,
bro, they're gonna be like, I don't like this chair for some reason.
Dude, it's kind of cursed. Like, why is there a chair like right there?
I don't know.
Did you move that?
Well, what's crazy is we hated this chair at first. We were like, fuck this chair, like we want it out, but there was nowhere to put it because there's like no extra storage, like those doors don't open or anything. But then I ended up using that chair like the whole time because I didn't have a desk, so it worked out. But like, yeah, there's definitely some bad memories in that chair. Like, also my laptop charger, there's an outlet right behind it, but every time I would have to get up, and because the chair like sinks in, it would take so much to like get up out of it. Every time I tried to get up, my laptop charger would rip out and like make a really loud noise.
I already know you were like, you're on like, yeah, exactly. You're on your last leg. You're like, fuck.
Dude, yeah, it was. I think Kyle was like, "What keeps falling?" And I was like, "It's my goddamn laptop charger, dude."
I love that. That is so impressive that you were able to finish this film in that chair or in the bed.
Yeah, I didn't have like my monitor or anything. I mean, not that you need a monitor to edit, but like it is really nice. I used my monitor for the whole Canada video, and that was even really hard to edit on that. Yeah. So editing it all basically on a laptop was pretty difficult.
That's nuts. What would you say was the hardest process or part of editing this past film?
I think maybe just how like different it was. I was like, oh, is this even like good? I don't know. And then also I was having like issues with exporting. Like literally yesterday before the premiere, like I swear to God, like we had to leave in like 10 minutes and the export kept failing for the like, yeah, it was so bad. So I ended up just using a old version of the video. Like it actually wasn't even the official, which sucks, but I don't think anyone noticed.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool though, because people that came in person get to see a different version, and then when they see it online, it'll be a little different. They'll be like, I got to see the OG.
Exactly, exactly. Without the brand deal too.
Oh, let's go. Yeah, that was perfect. That. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna take another drink, and I'll figure out. Oh, my bad. I'm teleported back to us on the Canada trip in that Walmart parking lot. We're like in a Walmart parking lot for some reason, and I think we just got drunk and then like hung out. I feel like that was so many of the nights on the trip, but it was really fun.
Just hanging out in the van.
Just hanging out in the van, dude.
Those are the best memories of the whole trip. We didn't even film a lot of that.
Yeah, we're just like hanging out in the van. Yeah, I feel like that was really cool. And the van breaking down and all, but yeah, we don't need one thing that is kind of an Easter egg I wanted to talk about that was never in the film in Canada was when I almost ended Borderless.
Bro, dude, we need to talk about this.
Dude, Borderless almost ended in Canada, the whole series. Bro. Oh my gosh. Okay. This story, where do we even start? So, Natalie and I were driving through on Vancouver Island, and it's coming to sunset. So the sun's going down. We're like, we need to find a great place to see the sunset. And we find this lookout point on Google Maps, and we start driving up it. I remember vibes were so good. We were like bumping classical music.
Yeah, Simon has it going. He's like bopping his head. He's driving.
It's crazy, and I'm driving Spiffy. Also, the whole time, Spiffy, like, no offense, feels like it's gonna break down. Like, I drove a lot that trip, and like it felt like it was gonna break down the whole time.
Because on the first day is when the break.
It did break down. Actually, yeah. So I'm driving up, and we're like bumping, and we drive off the highway. We get on this exit, and there's this like slope that goes upwards. So we're driving through, and to our left, we see a group of people with an ATV, like off-road vehicle. We're like, cool. Don't think any.
For some reason, we don't think anything.
We didn't think anything of it. Then we started driving up further and further on the dirt road, and this is like it's crazy because I wasn't thinking about it because we were really like hype and getting into. We're gonna see the sunset. It's beautiful. Vibes are good.
And this is like the lookout was just on Google. It's not like it said like for off-roading vehicles.
Yeah,
it was just like go up the lookout. It didn't seem that complicated.
So we're just like, let's go see the sunset. And this thing happens to me. I call it like delusional optimism, but in my mind it's like I don't think, I just like if it's a good vibe, we're going for it. So we start driving up this hill. It's total gravel. Like a 45-degree incline. Crazy.
Bro.
And it's so funny because I remember my thought process of this is so fun, and then the moment I realized, oh crap. This is so steep. Spiffy cannot get up this whole thing.
Simon's like flooring it too.
Yeah.
Like we saw this hill from a distance and we're like, like we got it.
We didn't think about it at all when we saw the hill.
Simon just floors it, and I'm just trusting Simon because like Simon's done a great job at like being chill throughout the whole trip. I'm normally very anxious about things.
That's the issue though. I'm like a little too chill sometimes.
I was trusting Simon knew what the fuck he was doing, so I'm just sitting there vibing to the classical music, and then we both realize we're not gonna make it
at the same time, dude. There's this moment, like I remember instantly shut off the classical music. We're like on this 45-degree incline, can't go up more. And I'm like, holy crap, what are we gonna do?
And the van felt like at any point it was gonna just flip
dude.
backwards. Like we were at like, I've never, like, dude, I literally, that was so scary. That was
Also,
so
like,
scary.
something I never told you is when we were on that trip, I was still like stressed for money a bit. And I was like, bro, if I crash this, like, I can't even buy her another van or like do anything for her. I'm like, no. And so I remember at this point, like, you got really stressed and just like dipped.
Bro, yeah, okay. So this is what happened. So we realized we're gonna have to like turn around the van, right? To like stop going, because we couldn't keep going up the hill. We were gonna tip backwards if we kept going up. And so we tried to start turning it around, but we realized like if we turn it around too much, like it's actually gonna like tip the other way, if that makes any sense. I wish we got this on video.
Yeah,
like,
but it was such a high stress moment that like we weren't even thinking about that. Like Natalie just dipped, and then
I was just like, I can't.
Yeah, she was like, I can't deal with this. So basically, it was very narrow. So imagine we're going up, and then I had the realization that we had to turn it around. But when you turn it around, it means you have to like kind of go perpendicular to the road.
Because it's so narrow.
It's so narrow. You can't do a full U-turn on the road.
You have to just keep backing up, going forward, backing up, going forward.
Like that.
Like,
and it was so sketch, like flooring it in that van and like backing up to the point where like I was almost in the ditch, and then
we hit a bush too. There's a bush.
Oh my
attached to
gosh,
it.
I freaked out when like the bush hit the van. I thought we were gonna flip. Like, I genuinely, there is like another universe where Borderless ended there.
Yeah, I don't know how it didn't flip down that fucking hill, dude. I'm so thankful it didn't.
I'm so thankful too, bro, because yeah, that was nuts. And so back it up, and I remember just flooring it like, please make the turn, and we're good. And dude, I was like, Natalie, get in the car. Like,
And
we're
I was
good,
just like,
we're good.
Minute.
But there was so much adrenaline pumping. But yeah, that's a little behind the scenes cut that was never revealed. But yeah, it's funny because the van broke down on the first day, and then
we were paranoid like the rest of the trip.
And then like that almost happened again. But yeah, just another like story that shows that things work out.
I don't know if I ever told you, but I almost put like, you know how we explained that story on top of the van again?
Yeah.
I was so close to putting it in. Like it was actually like a 1 minute scene of us just talking about it, but then Elle was like, it's funny as like an inside joke, but
yeah. If you had to kind of be there, you know.
Yeah, I wish we got it on camera because it probably doesn't even like explain.
Dude, this is a legendary lore. Like no one will ever know, you know that. But yeah, I'm just grateful that Borderless didn't end there. And
yeah, dude.
yeah, the Spiffy was almost gone. But yeah, moving on. Next video, which I think was one of the, honestly, a really big video that like I feel like a lot of people saw. Is I became everything I ever wanted, right? Wait, I became everything I ever wanted, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Because that video did really well. It was like a great commentary on being a creator. And yeah, tell me where you were at when you made that film.
Dude, I had no idea that video was gonna like, I don't know.
I feel like that was the moment where everyone was like, in my mind, I was like, Natalie's different.
Really?
Like, that's when I was like, holy crap.
Damn, dude. Yeah, I didn't really think, I kind of made that video just like for myself, you know. I was kind of just like, oh, I don't know, like I needed to like process these things I was going through. Like after getting out of high school, I was like at a weird in-between point where I was like, I don't want this to feel like a job, but like if this is what I want to invest all my time into, it needs to be a job, and like I need to have income from it. But I was like, then it feels like ingenuine to make videos because you need money or whatever. I don't know. I think I was just trying to like process shit after getting out of high school, and just like, I don't know. I was just like, how do I find this balance of like, you know, making videos for the right reasons, but also because like it is like this job now and I need it to make me money.
How do you find the balance now? Like, because that's something that I feel like I've always been thinking about, especially now. We talked about passion turning into your job. Like, how have you been able to manage that balance between needing to make a living, but also having the artistic integrity that you want within your films?
It's still tough, to be honest. I mean, I think I've just gotten lucky enough to like one brand deal like I'm good with for like a year. Yeah. Thankfully, like, and I know that like that's super like rare, and like I'm super like lucky and thankful for that. But yeah, I mean, it is still tough though, because it's like that one brand deal a year, like 2 brand deals a year, it's like they have deadlines, and so it's like if I don't meet that deadline, then I'm not gonna have like income for like a year, you know. But like sometimes I'm like, I don't want to rush the video to meet this deadline. But it's like, it's tough. I don't know. It is something I still struggle with, but not as much anymore, thankfully.
What I think is impressive is you don't compromise that much. Like, if you're not going to get this deadline, you're not going to hit it. Or if you're like going to do this, you're going to do it this way. I feel like I've never been able to get to that point, and I admire that a lot about you, is like, you're like, no, I'm setting the rules here. That sort of vibe. Which is really cool. I love that. How are you able to communicate that to brands? Is it just like, how are you able to kind of hold your ground on when it comes to negotiating that sort of thing?
Dude, I feel so bad. Like, I worked with like a smaller brand recently, and I kept having to push the video, and they were like, we don't have the budget. Like I felt so.
Whoa, they pulled that.
Like, I mean, they made it work for me, thankfully, which I'm like, I don't know. I know that's like so rare. But they were pissed. Like, they were not happy with me, and it did not feel good. Like, it is like a thing that like I have a pretty guilty conscience because of that. Like, I don't know. I'm not proud of, you know, having to push off videos, but like it just goes against like every like fiber of my being to like.
It's because you can't be inauthentic like at all. You know, that's really cool. Something I've been struggling with, becoming a full-time creator, and kind of like my background is growing up in an immigrant household. And then stability is like the North Star, right? Like going through college, like going to be an investment banker, that sort of thing. And so for me, it's been really difficult to say no to opportunity. It's a bane of my existence. I literally said, like, after November 12th or after this, I'm going to be good. Then now I got a deadline at the end of this month.
Damn,
and I'm so bad at that.
That's how it is, though.
Yeah, that's how it, because there's this anxiety of like, okay, how am I going to make money after this? Or like, how is this going to happen? It's interesting because I think for me, it's more out of place of like scarcity. I realize this feeling's never going to disappear. If I have that's the scariest part. If I have like $1 billion or like no money, I'm always going to feel like that pain. Me and Ryan talk about it a lot. I think he struggles with the same thing, like spending money. How have you been able to deal with that? Is that something you think about, or are you pretty much chill on that? Like, saying no to opportunity, how have you been able to do that?
Damn, that's a good question. I think, I don't know, just like having an idea that means so much to me that like I have to say no because I don't want to like compromise it, I guess. But I don't know, it is really hard because like, if I feel like I'm going to say something controversial.
Oh, hot take alert.
No, not actually controversial, but I don't know. I guess, like, if I didn't, like, resent my parents so much, like, if I had a really good relationship with them growing up, I would have felt, like, a huge pressure to, like, go to college and, like not take this route that I'm taking. But because I kind of had, like, issues with them, it made me kind of, like, go against what they wanted more. And that, like, motivated me more. But, like, you have a pretty good relationship with your family.
Yeah, so. That's interesting. You said something like that at the premiere when someone asked a question. Like, I think I've never been able to break free from that of, like, I still want to make my parents super proud, which is, like, a good thing. But I've never been able to, like, fully detach in a sense. But now that I've moved out and, like, in Austin, it's more of, like, okay, you've been handed down these traumas or this pressure, but it's not their fault. Like, it's your stuff now to deal with, that sort of thing. But yeah, I've been trying to work through that in a sense, and something me and Ryan have been talking about a lot. How do you say no, but trust after December?
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah, dude, it is a lot. Like, I'm sure it's a lot of fucking pressure. Like, moving to Austin and like your family. Like, how are they like feeling about everything?
They feel good. I think our relationship has gotten stronger since like I've kind of moved away. And then like honestly I feel bad for not being there with them more, you know, now that I'm like away from home. Thanksgiving I spent here. Did you go back home for Thanksgiving?
I didn't actually know.
Yeah, for me it was like, that's the first holiday I haven't been with my family.
Damn,
I was like, holy crap, like I'm at the point of my life now that's like, what's nice about what we do is we can go home for like a long time and there's no like back in office or anything. But I was like, dang, like me and I think Aaron or someone else was talking about it. Me and Kyle were talking about it as well. Like, dang, we're getting old. We're at the point where now like we visit our family for holidays. And that's sort of like weird to deal with.
Have you gone back home since moving to Austin? Or
No, I haven't.
damn, you're about to be so tripped out. It's
Really?
It's
Is it weird when you went? Yeah.
It's so weird going home after being away from a long time.
Was your bedroom transformed into anything by your parents?
A guest bedroom?
Yeah. Does it not feel like yours now? It's totally a guest bedroom.
It's so weird. It's so weird being back in there. When I was back there for like a month, I had my like desk set up, and I was like, damn, this is not my room.
Dang.
I mean, it was nice being back in Bend and stuff. Like, you're gonna see, like, when you go back to your hometown, at least that's how it was for me, but like, it's so like, you just feel like you're watching everything from a distance, like, because everything is still like changing and like moving.
Is that weird for you? Like, now that that's not home, like, where's home for you? Because you're moving out tomorrow, like, you know?
Damn, I mean, I guess
she's borderless.
When everywhere starts to feel like home. That's what I was gonna put on the poster, and I was like, that's a little cheesy. Dude.
When everywhere feels like home. Natalie Lynn hit the road.
God,
baby.
dude. No, I think I said that in one of the videos, and now I'm like, cut the cameras. I don't know. I guess like wherever Elle goes, that's kind of where it feels like home. But I mean, Oregon still feels like home for sure. Like, going back to Bend, I just know that like it doesn't feel right to be there for a long period of time anymore. You know.
I get that. Yeah, it might be really weird. I'll let you know how it is going back home.
I'm curious. Are you going back for Christmas?
Yeah. I'm going back December 17th or something like that.
Nice,
so
nice.
yeah, I'll let you know. Also I wanted to ask, because the first time we met, I reached out because I saw one of your videos and I sent you a Keep a Wholesome hoodie.
Yes.
Which is so cool because you used it in one of the videos. You wore it. But I remember now, I thought at first I'd stumbled across your Instagram, but I actually saw one of your YouTube videos. It was the playlist video. But
oh, God.
I went back and you deleted
Bro,
it.
it's private now.
You deleted it. Yeah. I was like looking back for it. I was like, where'd it go? I think it's like you simping over Billie Eilish or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was wearing her hoodie.
Yeah, and then one of your videos originally was like also going to a Billie Eilish concert alone.
Yeah.
Do you still love Billie Eilish? Like, was that just like your girl?
Yeah, I fucking love Billie Eilish.
Yeah.
I mean, she was like a huge inspiration to me, like growing up and like coming to terms with like myself and stuff. And she's like she's younger than me, dude. It's insane. I'm like, what the fuck? It's so. I mean, we're about the same age, but like, yeah, she's super cool, and like everything she's doing is like just really. I feel like she's definitely one of the more like humble celebrities. Like, she has a really good like aura, I think.
If she was right here, what would you say to her?
I'd probably freak out.
All right.
I don't know what I would say. I literally probably wouldn't like have
You're
words.
just too stunned to speak.
Yeah.
I love that. Zara, you met Zara at some point? Yeah. One of her biggest goals as well is to work with Billie Eilish.
Oh, really?
It's definitely fangirl over. I loved Happier Than Ever. I play that all the time still. I think we were singing it in Canada as well. Maybe.
We were.
Yeah.
We sang that a lot.
Yeah, because I think I saw a comment a few days ago. Someone was like, "What's the song?" And then someone said "Happier Than Ever." So, OG song, loved it. Going back to, this is the last title that kind of sequences the Natalie Lynn saga, is I renovated a van alone at 19.
God damn.
Where were you at during that time, and what's the context behind that video, that era?
I think that was summer 2021. It was the summer before I was like moving out of my hometown, and yeah, I was like getting prepared to start van life. I'd had like the van life dream for a while, and then it was like I spent like 5 months looking for a van, finally got the van, and I was like, damn, this needs a lot more work than I was expecting.
Yeah.
So I spent like 3 months or 4
You were
months.
in the hole working on that. I remember talking to you at the time. You were in the hole, not editing, sorry. Editing the van. Oh no, we're cooked. You were renovating the van. You were going hard at it.
No, yeah, I remember I was like, I'm not going to be able to make it to the wholesome house.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Everything was just taking so much longer than I expected. Like, I wanted to be there for the whole month with you guys, but it just took so much longer than expected, and like everywhere I wanted to go in the van was like, it was going to be too cold to travel to those places if I didn't hit the road at a certain time, so there's a lot of pressure to like get it finished in time. And then I was on top of finishing the van on time, to get on the road before like winter, I was also dealing with like, oh my god, how am I gonna edit this? Because I originally wanted to be posting the videos like as in hindsight, I don't know why I thought that. Dude, not a fucking chance. Yeah, it ended up being all like pre-filmed footage because we had no time to edit on the road. But yeah, it was it was a pretty lonely time in my life, but like very self-empowering to renovate that all basically on my own.
Yeah, you did a lot. That was super impressive to like see you upholstery and like all that different stuff. Like
it's so jank if you really like go look.
I know
Janky,
I was there.
you know
No, it was great. And then like even the curtains with like the maps and everything, I thought that was cool. The fridge with a nail in it to hang
to make sure it doesn't fly open. We'd always forget to put the nail in it too.
Fly up, beefaroni is spilling everywhere and the pesto is going, dude. That's so funny. But those are the little things that add character, right? So yeah, those are the stages of Natalie Lynn. And where do you think you're heading next? Borderless is over now. What's the next stage? What do you think? I mean, you can never predict, but
yeah, you really, dude, that's what the Canada adventure taught me is like you just have to like can't have strings attached to like your original plans. Like I don't know, I'm kind of obviously I really want to do a video with Elle, and maybe even more like laid back like vlogs, to be honest. Potentially, because I'm like I hate how much like pressure I've put on myself with everything, and like I don't want to feel like I have to like constantly be improving every time I make a video. But at the same time, I like still want to challenge myself.
It hurts though too.
Yeah,
to like not put something. Yeah, that's interesting. Is that something you see yourself doing more of, like experimenting, or maybe even like just more chill vlogs? Like,
dude, I've even considered like maybe more short form stuff.
Oh, Natalie Lynn's short form,
but like really
coming
good like quality, not
vertical, like platform near you.
Dude, I'm gonna have to use like that thing on DaVinci that like that AI thing that like generates horizontal footage into vertical.
Oh, no way. Oh, okay. Yeah.
I might have to do that for some of the Borderless shots.
Way. That'd be so cool.
If I end up doing that. I don't know. I really don't know. That's just like an idea I've had. Like if I want to take the pressure off, but also like, because I don't know, I guess when you put all like your eggs in one basket with like a big video once every like few months, it makes it a little like not fun at certain points. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. But I think if I made more like short form content, it would give me more like flexibility to like experiment with stuff, and put all of it into just like 15 seconds or like 30 seconds, you know? Put all I can into just like a very short video. But I don't know. I'm open to whatever naturally kind of falls into place.
I love that. Like that's the video that you're going to do this month, right? A little more laid back.
Yes.
I think that's really cool. I think I've had that thought as well of how do you make this more sustainable, and like not every video is going to better the last, and that's just how life is. But also to understand that people really want to see that. Like I would love to see a more chill Natalie Lynn vlog too, like more like raw in a sense. I think we forget at times that like that's still really cool to see, and it's like just a different form of expression.
To feel like connected with your audience.
Exactly.
I feel like there's a huge disconnect with my audience.
Really? Interesting.
It's all like pre-filmed footage from like a year ago.
Do you feel like it's almost like they have a connection with you last year?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, that's interesting. But that's been cool, I guess, for you to then do something like last night where you can actually like connect with people in person.
I was actually worried. I was like, I wonder if I'm gonna seem different in person compared to like.
Dude, you're so different.
I'm so fake.
You're so fake. No, everyone seems really excited. Cool. Is that something you'd see yourself doing in the future as well? Like more of like traditional filmmaking, or maybe even just like renting out a theater and doing that same story concept?
Dude, yeah, I'd love to like do more stuff like that, and like, I don't know, like make it more, maybe just like be more involved in person, and rather like, I mean, obviously I'm very thankful for like, all the recognition I've gotten on the videos and stuff, but it is like kind of depressing past a certain point to just like look at a screen.
Yeah, that's something that you said last night that really resonated. You were like, well, this is the last episode, and I thought it'd be kind of depressing just for me to sit alone watching the numbers.
Yeah.
Like, that was really cool. So yeah, I'm excited for more in-person Natalie Lynn activations and things like that.
Dude, I gotta overcome like some anxiety stuff first. I was so anxious last night. Holy shit.
Dude, but the thing is, you couldn't tell.
Really?
I genuinely, you couldn't tell. When I first met you, you could tell. All right.
Yeah.
But like now, like you can't tell. Like
I'm better at masking it.
Yeah,
but I was
you
still
just-
really anxious. So.
you're just like better at putting on the mask.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. And that's really amazing. So you're someone we were talking about like artistic business side. I'm like a little in the middle. I've always thought that this is my theory. I talked to Kyle about this as well. That the people on both ends of that spectrum are actually like it's the hardest place to be. Do you agree with that? Disagree with that? Because I feel like you're someone that's like fully on the artistic side, which leads you to creating amazing things. But I think mentally that puts a lot of pressure on you. Do you feel that way? Or is it more of like, because that's my active theory, I'm trying to figure it out. Do you not feel as much pressure now that you're like used to kind of your level of perfectionism or like what you put into the videos?
I feel like when I first like got out of high school, I felt more pressure to like, make money. So I think I was kind of more in the middle. I was
Really?
like, oh, how do I make like good videos but also like, be like business minded or whatever. Like I did like apparel and stuff,
Yeah.
That's actually how me and Simon like got kind of close.
Yeah, we did
at first.
apparel and
The Shopify stuff.
Shopify helped you set it up.
But yeah, I like definitely would do like projects like that. Like I'd be like, okay, I have to like figure out like I would still make it like as genuine as possible, but then like I'd be like, okay, but how can I make like money off of this? But through like the brand deals I've been doing in the past year or two, I've been able to really like lean with the sacrifice of sometimes pushing these deadlines, I've been able to really focus more on like the artistic side of everything, which has been really nice, but I don't know how like sustainable it is long term if I'm only posting like once or twice a year.
Do you have a target amount of videos you want to post next year? You're saying like kind of like give or take, but like let's predict it now and see what it actually is.
Dude, I wouldn't be surprised if I end up just posting one like actual main video next year.
One video
with me and Elle, probably that one. I'm gonna put everything I can into that.
That's such a great video. It's like such a gift to her.
Yeah,
as well.
Dude, I can't wait. I can't wait to see your reaction to that video.
Oh my gosh, you gotta make sure she sees none of that before you post it. Yeah.
Keep it a secret.
Keep it a secret. Yeah, no, that's all I got for you. That's all I got. Appreciate you for sitting down here.
Thanks so much for having me on the podcast.
The pod. You haven't done... Actually, have you done other podcasts besides the one with Jack Conti? Like,
honestly, no.
Yeah.
This is my first.
Let's go. That's sick. Is there anything you want to leave people off with? Any words of wisdom? Anything you're thinking of? Yeah. Anything you want to plug?
Honestly, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I guess thank you guys for watching. I don't know what else to say, but I'm not good at advice on the spot.
What would you say to yourself then? Someone asked this last night. I'm stealing it from them. What would you say to looking back at the whole journey? What would you say to Natalie Lynn, who's in high school, making these videos, hopes to one day become a filmmaker? If you could just tell her one thing, what would that be?
The way I forgot my answer from last night.
Dude, I don't remember it, to be honest. But it was smooth, whatever he said.
Oh my god, what did I say? I mean, I guess I would just tell myself to, like, stick with it. Because, yeah, like, at times it can feel really, like, unmotivating and, like, difficult. But I think those difficult moments are what is, like, ultimately just, like, testing you and, like, pushing you to, the peak of things or, like, the good moments.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Very cliche advice.
Appreciate it. No, all cliche advice is, like, the most fire advice, in my opinion. That's why it's cliche. I appreciate it, Natalie. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me on.
Thank you. Love you.
Let's take another shot.
Oh, let's round it off. Finish it off. Cheers.